Hello and welcome. I'm Chris Principe, publisher of Financial IT, bringing you live and direct from Sibos 2025, the big SWIFT event where international banking goes wild. And we're in one of the financial capitals of the world, Frankfurt, Germany. Every year, Sibos is in a different location of the world, and it's just an amazing event. And when I want to talk to you today about amazing, I have an amazing guest. Rossana, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today.
Great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Fiserv? And before you do, I want everyone to know that one of our star articles in the most recent issue, we just issued last week, issue of Financial IT, is starring Rossana. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you. So Rossana Thomas, I am Vice President General Manager for Payment Solutions at Fiserv. So part of my responsibility is making sure that some of those traditional back office account-to-account payment solutions are, helping to facilitate the move to electronic payments. So I have our enterprise payments platform, which is a global payments hub. So that allows banks across the globe to process in as many countries as they want on one standard platform, which is phenomenal. So you get a lot of efficiencies there and a lot of integration that can be done there. And then I have two other products that are primarily in the U.S. market. One is PEP Plus. So for anybody who knows US ACH, you have to know PEP Plus because that is really the premier solution for the US ACH market. And the other is probably not as well known, but it's a very significant solution. It's called Payments Exchange, and it provides Fedwire and now instant solutions for FedNow and RTP for over 1,100 financial institutions, community banks, credit unions, and some of the smaller regional banks in the U.S. market.
I'll tell you, you have a wide mandate. Mm-hmm. People just, I think, take payments for granted, but it's really a broad space. And I know Fiserv is one of the leaders in it and has been for years. It's quite a challenge. How do you look to be able to deliver to your customers some of these products and solve their problems?
Well, I think that payments is changing so dramatically and quickly. We talked a little bit earlier, been doing this over 35 years. The first 10 years of my career, things were slow. These last 10 years, things have been moving so quickly. It's been dynamic and fascinating. And what really drives me is how do we work with our clients in a partnership? It's not about me providing a solution and then finding a problem. It's me saying, what are your problems? How do I provide a solution that's going to meet your needs? And that's really critical because financial institutions are looking at real-time payments, stablecoin, APIs, AI, cloud, all of these things. And they're like, I need an AI solution. I need a cloud solution. No, those are enablers, right? These are going to help you to be able to move forward. So to me, the big thing is you want your clients as a financial institution to be able to make payments any place, anyhow, anytime. And that's what the demand is. That's what clients want to see. They don't care about ACH or instant or wire. They need to make a payment. And for most of them, it's a byproduct of what their business is. I got to pay a provider so that I can get materials so that I can actually build a product. That payment is critical, but it's not what they live in and breathe, right? They expect us as the financial institutions to be able to do that for them. So our goal is to look at all these enablers, the APIs, the artificial intelligence, making sure that it's cloud native solution because it's scalable for them. As their businesses grow, they want to be able to know they have a resilient solution. Payments have to happen 24/7, 365. There's no other option. So we have to make sure that any platform we have meets that. That's table stakes. And then on top of that is, how do we help our financial institutions provide value? The data with ISO 20022, I don't think we even understand. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg there because we've been so busy implementing it Now that we have the Fed ISO that went live, SWIFT is going to finalize in the next 2 years, we're going to be able to do a lot more with that data. And it's not so much, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, we can do better fraud, better OFAC screening because we have more data. I think we'll be able to do a bit there to make it better. But I think the bigger opportunity is how do you leverage that data to understand the patterns of how you, a bank, are moving your payments, how your customers are moving their payments and where, and then help them make better decisions. One thing I haven't heard here this week, which not a lot, is about liquidity management. And I think that's critical. I believe that as clients are using all these payment rails, as the financial institutions are involved, look in the US, you have RTP, you have FedNow, you have ACH, you have Fedwire. There's a whole bunch of money that, collateral in essence that you have to do. You have the Federal Reserve account, you have to keep that funded to be able to do this. At the RTP, you have to pre-fund. Some of the other instant clearings global, you have to pre-fund. You are operating those rails in a 24/7, 365, and your reserve banks are not opened. You have to be able to manage your liquidity so that there's money there, so that your clients could be able to transact at any hour of the day, night, any day of the week, any time during the year, holiday or not. That's what the expectation is. And that liquidity, as interest rates are going up and you're feeling a little bit more, how do you manage that better? How do you move that money quicker? Move it not even quicker, in a way that you are meeting the needs and doing it efficiently, but also managing your liquidity so you can maximize your cash.
Well, I want to go back to something that you said earlier because I thought it was really interesting. And you talked about what I call a lot of the cool technology. We have AI and the blockchain and all these things that, especially here at Sibos, everyone's talking about it. But what you said is really interesting because it really is about what's your business problem and how can we solve it for you? Mm-hmm. So how do you solve it for them?
Well, I'm a big believer that you have to partner with your clients. And so just here, we've been able to take advantage. It's the beauty of Sibos. A lot of our clients are all here together. Bringing our clients together and saying, hey, we're thinking about this, and I see some needs. I see some things that with our product that we can help facilitate things better for you if we utilize AI in this way. Are you seeing that? How do you feel this would meet your business needs? And what we've heard is them saying, yeah, we saw that. We think that would be good. This is probably a bigger need that we have. Wonderful. How about we take a use case and let's see how we work together and do a proof of concept. I don't want to I'm not a believer in build it and they will come. Right? Because, we build things and then we try to figure out how to make it work for what the client's need is. I'd rather make sure I understand the need and work with our clients. We have a very collaborative approach with our clients, even through our compliance changes. Our Fed ISO that we did with our enterprise payments platform this past summer, we had a very integrated relationship with our clients on it, with the Federal Reserve, making sure that we were collaborative. If there was things that we saw or didn't understand, we make sure we worked together to work through them. We did penny testing, we worked together. It's like that collaboration, that's what financial institutions, they're good at. Where they're not competing, there's collaboration. And in order to succeed, you're collaborating. You're doing things to better the network. And our clients help us better our products.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, Fiserv has been around for a long time. It's a company with a wide range of products, an even wider global customer base. So you really have a lot to draw from. And more importantly, just like in the financial services, it's not about money in the vault. Mm-hmm. It's about trust. And you're a trusted name. So I can see that customers would be attracted to, well, what are you doing, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we're hearing quite a bit about here at Sibos is also the stablecoins. And this is kind of the new area that we all have to start looking at.
So Fiserv made an announcement. So we are launching, digital assets platform and our own stablecoin, FIUSD. So that's very exciting for us. And again, that just is another example of how we're working together with our financial institution clients and our merchant clients, because we feel that there is an opportunity to build a solution that puts the financial institutions in the mix. A lot of the others, a lot of the stablecoin solutions are non-bank. So this is an opportunity to get that, empower the financial institution community. And that's our customers. We want to make sure that they're players at the table. And we think that with what we're doing and all the assets that we have from Fiserv, that we have a very compelling story. We're working with a couple of partners, and we'll have more news by the end of the year on our launch plans. But we're very excited because we think it's an opportunity. And our main use case to start is on cross-border B2B payments, right? Because there's still a little bit of that friction, and we think that we want to make it efficient, cost-effective, right, transparent. And again, based on those enablers that I said, it's going to be, the cloud infrastructure, API first. You will use AI to help us in making sure that we're proactive in fraud detection. So using all of the things that are the enablers to provide that solution that meets our clients' needs and helps them in meeting their customers and their end customers' needs.
Well, I actually think that's really exciting news also, and I've got a special interest personally in just seeing what's going on there. And one of the things that I've seen, and maybe you've seen the same thing, is, banks are notoriously slow movers. They always, I want the latest and greatest second, right? But here in the case of stable coins, and I think part of it is that regulation went in place, which is the missing piece, yes, right? That banks are actually moving quicker in this stablecoin world than I've ever seen them move on anything. So, when we're working and we're used to banks moving slowly, it's an adjustment on both sides.
It is, and I think the Genesis Act is really going to drive that because it'll have that regulatory framework.
Right.
And that's key. Clients of financial institutions trust the financial institution. We're here to protect their money, to protect them. And so it's critical, and that's it. It's built on trust. I find that, the best relationships are the ones that are long-standing relationships where you have trust and you have a partnership and there's mutual benefit. And banks, people move their money with organizations they trust. They place their money with organizations they trust. It's critical. And that, I think that this framework will now put more, the Regulatory Act will put more the framework on that, and the protection will be there. So I think that's going to be important.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And it's, for me, it's something that we want to keep on financial IT. We want to keep an eye on. We want to keep an eye on you. And I would really get, what's your opinion? Where are things going? What are we going to talk about next year at Sibos, for instance?
Well, Sibos always has this, that one theme that kind of drives everything. This year, I think we've been hearing a lot about AI and about stablecoin. I think next year we're going to see that some of the items we talked about are going to be in production, moving forward, and how do we drive more adoption? I just feel that we're not going to have these things take years to get into the market. We're going to push and we're going to learn, we're going to evolve, and we're going to move forward. But I do think that the other thing about Sibos that is great is it brings all of the key parties together, because collaboration is key. Your vendor partner, your customers, all of the other solutions. That's the whole ecosystem, and you need that to work together. So I think we'll see a lot more collaboration, see the opportunity for more partnerships to move things forward. So I'm really excited about it, and so much happens, and so much has happened in this year. It's hard to predict what's going to happen, but what I can predict is it's going to be great things for payments.
Yeah, I tell you, and that's exciting. And I think you're right. Things are moving quick. I think the stable coins are going to mature really quick, it seems. But with Sibos, there's always some great innovation talk. And it's always a great pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for contributing to financial IT and for spending some time with us here at Sibos.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Great. Chris Principe, Financial IT.